Good day everyone, I am Jessa Mensigos from BPED 3A. So for today's video, I will discuss my detailed lesson plan. But before that, let us define first what is detailed lesson plan. So a detailed lesson plan will covers everything and gets teacher fully prepared for the lesson ahead. It covers what to teach and all activities students will complete that lesson. So it means the detailed lesson plan is focused on the conversation and question and answer between the students and the teacher. While a semi-detailed lesson plan, it leaves out the students' activity. So let us continue our discussion. So here are the important things when we are making a detailed lesson plan. So first one is we have an objectives. So as you can see in the objectives, it states what the students will learn by the end of the lesson or module. So this is what the teacher should start with: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective, that may include things such as identify, explain, and execute, and etc. So making out objectives will serve as the basis of the teachers on what are the things that should be done at the end of the lesson or discussion. Like for example, identify the 12 basic strikes in Ines. So dito is the critical thinking na estudyante mo yung gumagana. So it may answer the question, what do we want to learn at the end of the day's activity or at the end of the meeting? So it means ano nga ba yung dapat matutunan ng mga estudyante mo at the end of the discussion. And for the effective, it explains the difference of each skills. So dito, you can deal with the things emotionally. So it may answer the question, what behavior or change may happen at the end of the day? So dito, ano nga ba yung mga behavior, values, and attitudes na may encounter ng mga students mo at the end of the discussion? And for the psychomotor, dito naman pumapasok yung physical movement, and it may answer the question, what do we want our students do after the discussion? So dito masusukat yung kakayahan ng students mo on how to perform the proper execution of the 12 basic strike of Ines. Second one is we have a subject matter. So subject matter including topic, subtopic, and the reference. So dito we need to include the topic of our lesson. Like for example is Ines. So yung Ines is the general topic, kaya naman meron tayong tinatawag na subtopic. So dito we need to include the specific topic of our lesson. Example is the basic strike of Ines. So in that way, we can easily to our students to identify what is our main goal or what is our main target of our discussion. Next one is the reference. So every lesson plan or every detailed lesson plan that we are making is need to include the reference or resources na pinagkukuhanan natin, whether in a textbook or website, para malaman ng estudyante natin o ng estudyante mo kung saang resources or information mo yun nakuha. So, next is materials. So, dito, kinakailangan mo ilagay yung mga posibleng magamit mo or magamit ng mga estudyante mo. Like, for example, Zoom app, smartphone, and laptop, at madami pang iba. Since we are facing a new normal, so the common materials na ginagamit natin or gagamitin natin while we are discussing is more on technology to continue spreading knowledge to our students. Next one is we have procedure. The procedure is the body of our lesson plan, the ways in which you share information with students, and the methods you use to help them assume a measure of mastery of the materials. So it is the explanation of how your lesson will progress step by step. It includes the expected routines, the activities that will go on, and the question and answer. So dito, sa procedure, makikita yung teachers and students activities. Like sa preliminary activity, sa teachers need to indicate prayer, greetings, checking of attendance, and the classroom rules and regulations. Next one is we have review. So when we are making a review of our lesson plan, it with asking the question, asking the students what they have learned in the past lesson. So dito, it gives learner a chance to apply their knowledge. Like for example, our specific topic is the basic strike of Arnis. So, ang magiging review nito is the fundamental skills. So, before you proceed to another topic, you need to review your students in the past lesson para may idea sila what is the next topic you discuss as a teacher. Next is for the motivation. For motivation, it involves goals and requires activity. So, dito pwede ka mag-insert ng mga games like for example, mga pictures, jumble words, and Jervis words. Para may idea yung students mo kung ano nga ba yung topic mo. Then, pwede ka din magbigay ng mga awards para mas ganahan yung students mo mag-participate. For the lesson proper, it serves as a whole discussion of the lesson. So, dito, ilalagay mo na yung mga kinakailangan mong i-discuss. Like, for example, yung 12 basic strike of Arnis, yung different types of Arnis. So, dito, pwede ka din magtanong ng other ideas nila or pwede ka din magtawag ng magbabasa para tuloy-tuloy yung interaction between the students and the teacher. And for the application, so teacher will provide some activities that help learner apply their learning. But first, we need to know if our students are really understand what you discuss. Like for example, okay class, do you understand our topic for today? Any clarification? So if none is the answer of your students, you need to move on and continue explain the activities. So class, for your activity, differentiate the 12 basic strike in Arnis. And how would you able to apply your understanding on the 12 basic strike in Arnis, especially in performing competition? So your activity will be graded based on our rubrics. So in making application, it is formative style like identification, multiple choice, or written performance. So, maaari tayong gumawa ng application depende sa atin kung paano natin makikriticize yung thinking ng estudyante natin, followed by the rubrics. So, ang gagamitin nating rubrics is the analytic type of rubrics because it produces scores that have a high degree of validity in terms of using and interpreting the scores as a measure of outcome attainment. Like for example, here are 4 criteria. We have an originality, relevance of the topic, grammar usage, and the timeliness. And for the generalization, you can ask some question to the learner if they are really understand the topic. Like example, okay class, if you really understand the lesson, give at least give 12 basic strike in Arnis and give their importance in self-defense. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanong, mas nakikriticize mo as a teacher yung mga students mo kung talagang nakinig ba sila or natuto ba sila sa discussion mo. And for the evaluation, you need to insert again another activities. Pero dito naman is nakikriticize mo naman yung performance ng estudyante mo. Like for example, your activity is perform or execute the proper 12 basic strike in Arnis. So, kapag nag-insert ka ng performances, kinakailangan may rubrics ka. And the same time, meron ka din instructions and the reminders para hindi maligaw yung performance ng mga students mo. Example for instructions. Siyempre, we have an individual performance task. Perform the 12 basic strike in Arnis. Make sure to read and follow all the reminders and instructions. Use the rubrics below and be guided accordingly. And for the reminders, wear any of the following uniform. First one is we have NUSTPE uniform. Next, type A uniform. Next is wear your shoes and tuck in your shirts. Tie your hair if you have a long hair. Practice and perform in a safe place. warm up first before performing, but the warm up not included in the video presentation. So, in that way, alam na estudyante mo kung ano yung mga dapat at hindi dapat gawin or isuot while performing the 12 basic strike of Arnis. Followed by the rubrics again. So, rubrics, we have the criteria. Under the criteria, we have a posture and proper execution, basic strikes, adherence to instructions, and also the timeliness. So, sa paggamit ng rubrics, dito naman malalaman kung na-meet ba ng students mo yung mga hinahanap mong performance. And for the last one, we have an assignment. So, making an assignment is a components of a plan made up of questions, exercises, and set of practice specified by a teacher including focus on a question. So, after all the discussion, we need to give another task to our student. It is also essay type. So, in assignment, we have an instruction. In a one whole sheet of paper, answer the following question. Question number 1 is why it is important to know the 12 basic strike in Arnis. Second one is how would you able to apply your understanding on the 12 basic strike in Arnis, especially in performing in competition. So competition. So that's all. Thank you.